All right. Um, I'll share with you uh, real life incidents that took place, and I'm very sure some of you, if not all of you, some of you would say, like, man, that is stupid. Yeah, that is absolutely sick. And it's with regards to me, it's regards to my choice of actions. Okay. I'll give you the examples, maybe two or three. First one. There was this relative of mine. Obviously, if he's watching the video, so I don't want to be too specific. so, um, so this relative of mine, I used to hardly keep in touch with him. Okay, nice guy. He's a nice guy. There's nothing wrong with him. There's nothing bad about him. And he used to send me, messages online, and he used to say, "Hey, bro, you know the typical, hey, bro, how are you, bro? You're amazing, bro. Watch all your videos, bro, and look forward. One day we'll definitely sit and have a cup of coffee. I'll take you out. All the pleasantries." I was like, okay, 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 whatever, fine. Little did I know that this guy and his family, means his wife and his children, all would one day come down to Samui, the island where I stay. Now, remember, he's not a brother or he's not a sister. He's, he's like a cousin, like a faraway cousin. Okay. And we used to hardly meet. Like, if you ask me how many times do I remember meeting him, uh, like maybe 15 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, I must have bumped into him for a few minutes. Okay. So obviously, I've changed a lot in the 15. Right now, it'll be like 17 years. Okay. So, hi, how are you? When you're young and all that. And so, after nearly a gap of 17 years with all the ups and downs of life, and for me, it was the ups and downs, and even more down and dead, and, all that nonsense. So, he sent me this message one fine day out of the blue. Hey, bro, like, on my WhatsApp. Hey, bro, guess what? I was like, yeah, guess what? Yeah, tell me. I don't know. Just guess what? I was busy with my own work. I'm here in Samui. The minute he said that, I was like, as it is, I was busy with something else. My eyes were focused. So when I saw that, my eyes opened wide. I was like, what? You're in Samui? Yeah, bro, I wanted to give you a surprise, bro. Bro, dying to meet you. My wife is dying to, my kids are dying to meet you. And by the way, I checked on Google Maps. We are hardly 10, 15 minutes away, something. We are staying in this hotel. Um, I want to absolutely chew your brains. I'm going to spend time with you. I don't care what you're doing. You stop all your work. I'm going to be with you for the next, Indians were getting visa for 2 weeks. So I'm going to be with you for these entire 2 weeks. And I'm taking you out. I'll take you out wherever you want to eat, whatever you want to eat. And I'm going to spend time with Bhabi. Bhabi means my wife and baby. Okay. He was busy being hyper, very excited, very, oh, yeah, woo, wee, woo. And for me, it is like, when you wake up in the morning, you're like, like, you need time to settle down. For me, it takes time to settle down because I have 110 things to think about. So I read all this. I was like, obviously the blue tick mark when you read it. And I said, let me get back to you. I'm just, I have a client call. Yeah, yeah, sure, bro. Okay. So after the client call, I was like, oh, okay. Now, after I finished all my work, I was like, okay, now how do I handle this situation? Because, okay, if it is some random guy, some random fan, some random follower, you can just, I'm sorry, no thanks, not interested, bugger off. But this is one of those relatives who they have expectations, no? So I was like, need to approach this very cool, calm, composed because he's connected to someone. So I decided to give him the cold treatment, which I actually shouldn't have. In hindsight, I should have been very direct. So I didn't bother responding the whole day. The following day, next day, I told him, see, listen, sorry I didn't get back to you yesterday. Just, and I kind of regret the way I dealt, but I told him indirectly or directly, I think, I said, it's not necessary for us to meet. And you know me, I don't meet anyone. Just whatever there is, you can ask me. If you need any help and guidance, I'll put you across to the right people. I just don't want to meet anyone. I'm sorry. I just prefer to be alone because he never asked me before coming. He never, you know, and we have hardly met. And I didn't want to meet up with him. I just didn't want to meet up. And I don't think I don't think he took it very well. And he didn't even respond. He was like, he didn't even, after he read that. And I think following that, there was that tension. And after 2 weeks, I think he left. He has never been in touch with me ever since. Okay, here I will admit my fault. I should have told him, see, listen, I should have told him point blank, which anyway served as a training ground because there was another relative that also came down. Now I know what you'll say. Loy, you're a piece of shit. Lie. Oh yeah, Loy, I'm sure that he must have not been rich. That's why you didn't meet up with him. Or he didn't, must be pay you any money. All that is right. He is not financially rich. I don't know how rich he is. I don't bother looking at his life. Maybe he's rich, maybe he's not. I don't know. But I don't think he's rich. And obviously, he's not going to pay me money. He didn't come here to pay me money. Because if he were to meet me, my rate is the same for everyone. But I mean, why do you want to meet me? Why do you want to? And that also 2 bloody weeks. For me, my time is so bloody important. For me. I don't know about anybody else. I don't know about you. My time is important. Work, my passion. Okay, this is YouTube. Clients. The free time that I have is wife and kid. And other free time is me, myself, and I. I don't want extra nonsense. Now I know, your point which you said. Oh, if he was rich, well, guess what? I had a. This is a far off cousin. He's. I don't want to give specifics because he's pretty well to do, very very rich and very well connected. That also with. I think I'm not too sure. I think he's connected with the underworld. Not joking, not exaggerating. He has kind of shady business here and there. So this guy wanted to come down with his girlfriend directly from United States. So he is always forever traveling. Very, very rich guy. The funny thing about him is I think he met me in my life, in my 40 years. I think he met me once or twice. Not too sure. Very well connected, very powerful, very rich. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, he just gives me, the rich guys, how they talk. Hi, Loy, how are you? They fine. I have no idea what he's doing, but I know he's filthy rich. Filthy rich. And how do I know he's filthy rich? His social media, he has bloody Rolls Royce and private jets, the jing bang, all that. And him and his girlfriend are always going to some bloody club. Like for New Year's, one of the New Year's, I don't check his thing. One of the New Year's, he was on a very private, this thing, where the who's who. I don't even want to give the names of who's who. He was invited there. That also political candidates and all that. So he's a big donor and all that stuff. So he gives me a call out of the blue. Hi, Loy. How are you? Fine. Loy, I just wanted to inform you that, say in another couple of days, I'll be having a business trip round the world business trip. I might stop at Samui, and if you want, I'll get my driver to pick you up or fly you down. Absolutely no problem. You, your wife. Um, I'm also aware that you have your charges, and I want to keep it professional. I'll pay your charges, whatever it is, but we'll be meeting as brothers and spend some time. Let's spend some time. I've got a couple of things to talk to you about. Well, yeah, okay. And for me, I was more like, oh, okay, okay. I was more like, okay, means I didn't tell him okay. I just, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll tell you, because of the practice that I had with my old relative, with this guy, after listening, I listened to what he had to say. And I decided this time I'm not going to drag it. I'm going to get to the point. And I just told him, see, listen, listen, man, guess what? I didn't even remember his name. I said, listen, man, I really appreciate, okay, I really appreciate you calling me. I even appreciate even more that you kind of like explicitly told me, I respect you, I'll pay for your time, I'll meet up with you and all that. But I told him I just have to regretfully reject meeting because I don't want to meet anyone. I just told him I don't want to meet him. So he was kind of taken aback. You sure? You sure? Boy, whatever is your fees, name your fees. Like 5,000, 10,000, whatever is your fees, I'll pay. I still told him no. I still told him it's not just the money. So something I did. He was pretty surprised. I said, it's not you, it's nothing, it's just me. I just don't want to meet anyone. I just don't want to meet anyone. I prefer to be alone. I left Dubai, I left the glamour, I left the blitz. I prefer being a recluse. I prefer being alone. I don't want to meet anyone in the family. Oh, oh, okay. Then he went, fine, Loy, listen, I don't believe in burning bridges. I always believe in keeping in touch. This is, my number. Okay. Anytime you change your mind, uh, it's just one phone call away. And the money, it's yours. It's yours for the keeping. You just have to tell me, we'll meet up. I'll transfer the money directly and we can schedule a meeting later on. He was very kind. He was very generous. But like I told you, he knows the who's who and the who's who, and so not that he was going to introduce me to the who's who, but he's too powerful. And there is this biblical saying. Okay, you might not believe me. You'll be like, "Loy, stop bluffing, man. Yeah, this is bullshit." Baba, you want to believe, you believe. You don't want to believe, just I give a damn. Okay, but remember, there is this biblical saying: the more powerful a guy is, the more like the king, the more powerful a king is, the more closer you get to him. All it takes is a swipe of his sword, and you being closest to him, you'll get, your head cut off. For me, I have dealt with, people connected to the sheikhs, people working for the mafia, hitmen, and all that. And in my younger days, there was always a fascination because I was always involved in DJing parties and all that. So you'd see these who's who rich guys bringing a full limousine. I think I've spoken to you about this. If you want, I'll make a video again. Full limousine filled with females, filled with the 19, 20, 21, all young females for a corporate party. And all the guys were kept happy. 4 or 5 girls with one guy. And when you're young, you like all this. You're like, wow, woo, and the money. But as you grow older, no, as you grow older, you're like, man, you need to be careful. Because lucky for me, I had one bad incident with a Goan guy. He was also very well connected. I used to do DJing and shows for him, like DJ Goan songs and anchor for shows. He only liked Goan songs. Okay, no other songs. And here I'll tell you why it is dangerous. He only liked Goan songs, and he was a guy who used to really, like, for example, if those days my rate was 500 dirhams, around 127 US dollars, just to perform for a few hours. So he booked this hotel room. We are performing, DJing Goan songs, and he has agreed to pay me for 4 hours. 4 hours? Sorry, 4 hours or 5 hours? 4 hours. I think 4 hours. $500 plus whatever extra he'll give me. And then when it was time to end, I stopped. And he comes to me, he's drunk, he's pissed drunk. You're talking to this Goan guy, very wealthy businessman, connections with the underworld, with, the ministers and all that in India. And powerful guy, even in Dubai. There's a lawyer, totally drunk, up pissed drunk, he's stable. Just play the music, play the music. So I looked at my guys, I was like, okay, he's paying the money. So I played the music. Play the music, you paid me for 4 hours. Chalo, I'll play 5 hours. Okay. So after the fifth hour, and by the way, in case you don't know, to set up the sound system, the lights, to set up everything, it's not 5 hours. It is before the 5 hours. I have to be there 4 5 hours before to coordinate, to get the patans, to pick up the speakers, to do the wiring, to do the lighting, to set up the stage and everything. So 2 3 hours go, and then you have to go home, come back, dress up. So it takes like maybe for a 4 hour show, you can add another maybe 4 hours, and then to remove everything, it takes another 2 3 hours. So for 4 hour show, you have to add maybe 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, and people will, they just come, they just enjoy, and they go home to sleep. But we have to work even after that, and uh, sometimes it's like we work 24 hours just for one event. So he was, I was in my younger days, he was paying peanuts. And we did the fifth hour, and I stopped the music. Once again, he was like, hey, Loy, come on. Why you stop the music, man? Why you stop the, play the fucking music, man? I was like, looked at the guys. See, because I have to pay the other guys also. I was like, I went to him politely and told him, see, you paid for 4 hours, and, we did 5 hours. There's a moral of the very important lesson. Never try to speak sense to a drunk man, and that also pissed drunk. The minute I told him, you paid me for 4 hours, I did 5 hours. The minute I told him that, he started to scream and shout, "Motherfucker! You're telling me that that I paid you for 4 hours. You're doing me a favor 5 hours. Motherfucker! I'll fuck this. I'll fuck your mother. I'll fuck your father. You are a piece of shit bastard. I'll kill you." And he took his glass. He smashed. He stood up, and then there were other people holding. And he actually threw some stuff. And those days I was a bodybuilder also. I was also boiling. And then other people came around, just play something, just play. They understood, like I was a young chap. I think hardly in my 20s. So just play. So instead of the 5 hours, I ended up playing 6 hours. We thought 6 hours is finished. I was really boiling. Huh? By the time I was like, and you're talking of almost all the guests were drunk, and people started to go home. Only his table was there. And after the sixth hour, I was like, if we stop again, he'll come to fight. And he had around 5 6 guys who were ready to beat us up and all that. So finally, I said, okay, we'll just play. I told the guys, you don't worry, I'll pay you guys. This will be the last time I perform for him. And we performed, I think, for another half an hour. Okay. So where he paid us 4 hours, we ended up paying 6.5 hours. By the time his alcohol reduced, and he came, "Hey, Loy, you're my brother. You're my brother. I love you." You're smelling of alcohol. And here, take. And he threw the money, like, he gave, here, take this tip and take this tip. Paid me double or whatever. But it was not the question of money, it was a question of disrespect. Now, why did I give you this example is, there's nothing I could do to touch the guy. In fact, he could get me beaten up by people. So, what I'm trying to tell you, just to piggyback on this, the more closer you are to powerful people, the more dangerous it is. So this is the example that I wanted to highlight. So even though this guy may be my far off relative, he's a powerful guy. He knows, at least that's what I've heard. He knows the who's who. So I didn't want to meet him. So the people who want to come and meet me are not just the ones who need me or the ones who are poor or average. There are some rich people also. But that doesn't influence my decision to meet anyone. Now, after I shared all this story and drama with you, what am I trying to tell you? Why all this story? Why? You, you who's watching the video, you have to decide. You have to decide what is the value of your time? Who are you meeting? Why are you meeting them? Do you want to meet up with them? What is the opportunity cost? Um, if you meet up with them, what happens? If you don't meet up with them, what happens? You know, in your younger days now, like when I was young, I used to meet anyone and everyone. I used to give a damn about time. I didn't care about time. I didn't care about money. I just want, hey, I'm meeting someone, meeting a girl, meeting a guy, meeting rich guy, meeting, and the more richer person, oh, if I'm meeting a rich guy, my life will change. But as you grow older, no, as age catches up, you realize even if the guy is a multi-millionaire, that doesn't mean he's going to donate millions to you. Even if a guy is influential, that doesn't mean he's going to be of any use to you. Maybe he'll never help you also. And this is a fact. Huh? Sometimes the more rich a guy is, more powerful a guy is, the less he will help you, the less he will be of benefit to you. These guys who are rich and famous, sometimes they just want to use you. I'm not saying my relatives wanted to use me or whatever, but I'm just saying in general, people, they're just looking what's in it for me. Now, why did my that first relative want to meet me? He wanted to meet me because he was a big fan of mine, maybe personal branding, maybe career. I don't know. Maybe he had all these things in mind. But I can definitely tell you that the rich guy who was there, who met me once in a lifetime, he had something in mind. He's not just going to come and meet. Like, do you go and meet random people for no reason at all? Even if you go and meet your relatives, it'll be of something nostalgia, feel good, friendship, good old memories, love, thank you. And when I was poor, when I was nothing, nobody, none of these guys bothered. So today I'm settled down. I have a small little thing. Everyone wants to come and meet me. Not everyone, whoever. And the only reason they'll meet me or they'll talk to me is only because if there's some benefit. So I'm very particular. Now, I'm not saying I don't meet people. I have met, if you remember, 2 years, 3 years ago, where I met that VVIP client of mine who charged me a bomb. No, whom I charged a bomb in Bangkok. And, until today, I've never shared those videos because he said not to. Uh, that was quite an experience. It was good money. It was very good money, but uh, it was too stressful. It was too much of work. Because remember, rich people don't give you just money like that. So in my 10 years of being here, I think I've met only two people. One was someone who was super close to me, like a sister-like person. That's the only person I met. And the second was this ultra rich, super powerful, very close client of mine whom took care of everything in 10 plus years. So, if I could leave you with something worthwhile through this video, I put the previous video, what is your worth? How much is your time worth? How much are you worth? Why should you meet someone? Why should someone meet you? Ask all these questions. See, if I'm not saying that rich people don't meet relatives. I have very successful relatives who are at a CEO level, CFO level. One is heading now one country in Europe. Unbelievable. And they constantly meet and network and party. And uh, so it's not that rich people don't meet, but you decide you. I'm not a CEO. I'm not multi-millionaire like them. I'm not this rich guy who travels around the world who has a private jet who can pay whatever you want, like whatever, I'll pay you. No, I'm chota admi, small. This is me. This is me. I don't give a fuck you're rich or you're poor or you're multi-millionaire. I know my rules. You need to have your rules. You need to define you, your brand. I had my days in Dubai until the age of 30, 40, until the age of 40. And the turning point was the age of 36 when I had no money, when I was not successful. Nobody wanted to talk to me. Nobody wanted to see my face. Nobody wanted to call me. So I thought to myself, Arey, if in my poor days, in my days when I'm needy, when I know when I don't have food to eat, when I don't have water to drink, when I don't have a place to say, nobody wants Loy Machedo. Nobody. So now when things are good, why should I meet you? Okay, if there's some benefit, we'll have a Zoom call. We'll talk. You pay me per hour. This I don't want, no. And it's not that there's nobody I speak to on Zoom. Like, there are people who I love, who I respect, my mentors, people who have really helped me. I talk to them. But I can count one, two, I can count like this. So I hope this confession of mine gave you some insight. I don't know how you'll take it. Maybe you'll think, hey, Loy, you're just abnormal, you're a piece of shit, man. Who the fuck wants to meet you? Fine. You meet everyone you want. Meet everybody. You're right. I'm wrong. This is me. I don't want to meet anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone. I don't want to listen. You're my client. We'll do the work. Finish the project. I need my privacy. Because if I start meeting with you and it's exhausting, man, the creativity, the focus, the attention. Try going for a party. Try going out with some people. Your whole day just dissipates. So you decide how you want to spend. I'm not saying don't make plans. I'm not saying don't meet people. If you have a goal, if you have something worthwhile, if you're focused, you'll not meet anyone. That's why creative people, people who really have things in their head, people who are focused, people who have a problem to solve, a goal to achieve, a uphill battle to climb, they don't have time for all this bullshit. I'm a simple, ordinary guy. Very, very simple, ordinary guy. Nothing great about me. But these are my rules. So you define you. Anyway, good, bad, ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I'm very sure many of you will think this is madness. Anyway, by the way, you want to book my service, you want to talk to me, you know my rates. Otherwise, YouTube, just comment, send a message. We'll chit chat. Yalla, you guys take care. Good, bad, ugly. Comment below. This is me signing off.